Master.
You miss me, right?
You're probably a bit confused right now. That's my ship. What? Let me take it from the top. Hello, I'm the Doctor.
Don't give it what it wants. At all costs.
That's not how panic. Don't forget to click below.
Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Let's take it from the top. Hello, I'm the Doctor. Oh, I wish I was. I'm desperate to play the Doctor, and that's why Mark Gatiss blocked me, because I kept on sending him my auditions. But never mind. Wow, wow, wow. Did you just see that? The BBC really want us to know that the remainder of season 12 of Doctor Who is going to be extremely epic. But let's not waste time here. The design of the Cybermen. We have got a couple of different designs there. I wish I had an editing software so we could do this properly. But there's one that's literally the exact design of the classic Who Cybermen, right? And then there's a kind of newer design, a kind of broken, grittier design for the Cybermen. Wow, wow, wow. Don't tell me that Chris Chibnall doesn't listen to the fans. Please don't tell me that Chris Chibnall isn't a Doctor Who fan like you and me, because that is freaking awesome. And you couldn't see it there, but if you've seen this trailer, you know it says everything's about to change. As I keep on predicting, it really is a Wonder Woman 1984 scenario where this canon, this universe, is going to get a bit of a rewrite. But is it going to be a rewrite that can never be changed again? Of course not. It's sci-fi. You know, the fandom is saying once they do this, they can't go back. They'll ruin Doctor Who. No, you won't ruin Doctor Who. Anything can change. Anything can happen. Obviously, it's in the canon now that there's been a female Doctor. If you don't like that, it's tough luck. But we haven't seen that before. The closest we've got on New Who to the original design, right, the earmuffs design of the Cybermen was in the Dalek episode when they're in Van Stanton's museum and we see the head. That's as close as we ever got. And that was great to see that they kind of said within the kind of canon, this is the same show, and the Cybermen did once look like that. But they're bringing those versions in, right? So why is that design there? What's going on here? There seems to be, Chibnall seems to be doing something very clever with bringing classic Who elements into New Who and mixing them together. What's going on? Because it's clear with the Ruth Doctor, she's somewhere from the past. The TARDIS that she's in, that's hers, has a classic Who kind of ambience about it. It's the same design as we saw in an adventure in space and time, the Doctor Who documentary penned by Mark Gatiss, a brilliant documentary as part of the 50th anniversary. So something is definitely happening here, and I couldn't be more excited. You know, we are going to see something, and we still are a bit confused. What does the Timeless Children mean? It's pretty obvious what the ascension of the Cybermen means. It's another way of saying the rise of the Cybermen, and that was a title for a Doctor Who episode, wasn't it, of course, in season 2. So all the pieces to Chris Chibnall's kind of canvas are now coming together. And seeing this trailer yesterday, I couldn't be more excited because we are seeing something here. Something's happening. He's going, look, I can't wait for the YouTube videos I'm going to see reacting to what we see at the end of Series 12. Because there's no question about it. People are going to be triggered. People, look, Doctor Who fans, all of us, we're very reactive. This is not my Doctor Who, not my Doctor. They can't do this. They can't do that. They're doing it. They're doing it. He's the showrunner and he's doing it. And if you don't like this era, go and watch another one. It's easy, isn't it, really? Enjoy the eras. Enjoy the stuff that you've enjoyed. But I'm certainly excited with the episode titles for the finales, what we are seeing. And this is part talking about that. And I'm going to preview this weekend's episode that I've actually seen. Ooh. Ooh. You want to see this episode. You want to see this episode. It is so good. We know what the synopsis is. Basically, the Doctor and her fam kind of see their worst nightmares. Now, this is very important. Very important. What can I tell you about this episode? If you enjoy the dynamic between the 13th Doctor and Graham, you're going to have a lot of fun. There's some funny moments with that. But basically, the reason they did this with them reliving their worst nightmares is because this is kind of connected to Chibnall's arc and what's going to happen in the finale. Not blatantly, and if you blink, you may miss it, but this is a really strong episode where I'd say Praxis and Orphan 55 were fillers, and even Nikola Tesla was a filler, but Nikola Tesla was a really good one, where Orphan 55 was blatant forgettable filler, as was Praxis as well, but good, solid and well-made episodes. But you can go back to pre-Jodie and see many forgettable ones. So that's not just on Chibnall, and this happens in series TV. They have to buy themselves some time. I still think if you're making 10 episodes of TV a year, that's not that much, and every episode should matter. But unfortunately, he likes to do this. He wants to do historical episodes. He wants to be a little bit educational, and that's the era that he's running. But yes, I really did enjoy this, and of course, I'm going to do a proper spoiler review reaction on Monday when I'm allowed to do it. But yes, I think the remainder of the season really is, you can't miss it. You can't miss it. It's going to be, I'm hearing a lot of interesting and exciting things about what's going to occur. So I would watch it. Now, whether you're pro Chibnall or against Chibnall, pro Jodie or anti Jodie, at the end of the day, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you need to watch this because it's massive. It's massive. You need to watch this. Next Sundays, the finale is just going to be amazing from what I'm hearing as well. And like it or loathe it, have this agenda that there's a disastrous, concerning amount of people not watching Doctor Who. I still argue that 5 million viewers all in with iPlayers and on-demand viewers is pretty healthy still. People are interested in this show, and Doctor Who is always still one of the trends, right? People are always talking about it. It doesn't, and I'll say this again, and I've said this before. You lot focus on ratings too much. Do you know how they see things and how they keep shows on the air? Number one, the thing they look for is social media chatter. Is their show talked about? Do people care about it? People care about Doctor Who, whether they care to admit it or not, and everyone's talking about it. And if your social media chatter is high, your show stays on the air. Of course, profitability is the top one, but social media chatter and trending and hashtags are very important to any movie or any TV show. And Doctor Who has that in abundance. And I think you people focus on the ratings because most of you are not living in the modern era, because we live in the digital age. And a high amount of social media chatter is very important to anything on the telly or movies. So, yes, you need to watch this Sundays. It's a really awesome episode of Doctor Who, and it's just going to get better and better. And I do feel that this season has been amazing. In terms of an excitement value, this TV show has thrown so much at us. And just seeing that trailer, having the episodes announced as well for the finale, knowing what I know, being told what I know, I'm excited. I'm happy with what I'm hearing, but then I'm not one of these who's going to break the floodgates of the BBC if Ruth's Doctor is pre-Hartnell or if there's another 12 that are pre-Hartnell. Now, I know the answer to these questions, but you're just going to have to wait and see. But I'm so excited to be a Doctor Who fan. The stark parallel and contrast of last year, so I'm extremely on board, and I'm excited with the canvas that Chris Chibnall is painting. Please like, share and subscribe, comment down below, share the channel, share the video, and I will be back whenever I can with even more Doctor Who chatter. If I don't see you before, enjoy this week's episode.